Hey guys, so Stan here with an unboxing of the HTC Status. So you guys may have heard of this phone. It's been talked about and everything for quite a while. It's mostly known as being a Facebook phone, as it's got a dedicated Facebook button. Of course, we'll take a look at that and everything else, but for now, let's just go ahead and jump right on into the box. So around the box, there's not a whole lot of anything. They just kind of highlight a few of the things: social networking, touchscreen, QWERTY keyboard, but of course, we're going to find out all about that. So let's just open it up. Just a welcome to at&t little pamphlet thing there. We got some information, quick start guide, connect to at&t Wi-Fi, status, like at&t on Facebook and all that kind of good stuff. So here we go, we have the phone itself, and of course we'll take a look at that in a second. Definitely gonna talk some about that, but for now let's just get into what exactly comes in the box. So we can figure out how to pull this out. Folds back, and we have a micro USB cable, so we'll just open that up later. And we have a HTC AC adapter. Of course, we'll also set that aside. And that probably was where the battery came in. And we also have a couple of other things: limited warranty, safety and regulatory guide, all the kind of fun stuff that you get when you buy a new phone. But anyway, guys, this is the HTC Status. So while I've got it out here, I'll give you guys a little tour of it. Up front, of course, we have our speaker grill. We have our 2.6 inch. I believe this is, WVGA, so it's going to be 480 by 320. It's actually not a bad resolution at all. It's a little bit smaller than what you might find on something brand new like a super phone or whatever. But of course, since it's a small phone, it's not going to be a big deal, as of course the screen is smaller. You do have your 4 Android capacitive touch buttons, so it's pretty much all Android phones. You also do have a couple of odd keys here, so you guys probably haven't seen these in a while. But these are your send and your end keys. Of course, if you guys are, if you guys have had a cell phone more than a couple years old, you know that all phones used to have these. So I'm definitely kind of interested to see how it's going to be with a new phone with these. We also do have a full QWERTY keyboard, and this is not a slide or anything like that. So it's actually going to be kind of a unique device. There are definitely not a lot of Android phones with the standard keyboard like this. And from first glance, this actually is a pretty decent keyboard. They're nicely raised, if you guys can see there. You also can see it's got kind of a little bit of a bevel, or I don't know, it's a little bit curved. So that usually should be pretty interesting for when you're on a call or whatever. Get it up to your ear, might want to contour a little bit better. And of course, right here, if you guys can see here, if I can get the camera to focus, we do have a Facebook button. So I'll have to definitely test exactly how it works. But from what I know, from pretty much anywhere you are in apps or whatever, you can click on that and allow you to instantly send something to Facebook, which is definitely pretty neat. Up here, I do believe we have a VGA front-facing camera. And in fact, let's go ahead and continue the tour here. We do have not a whole lot on this side. We do have a lock button. I believe, I'm not 100% sure what that little thing is. Perhaps it might be a microphone. And we do have a 3.5mm audio in. We do also have a volume rocker there. It's a little bit small, but I think it'll be just fine. And that micro USB port. Probably nothing down there except maybe a microphone or so. And we around on the back here, we actually have a rather nice design. So you guys can see here, it's a bit reminiscent of some of HTC's latest phones. So they've got a flash, I believe that's a 5-megapixel camera. It does have, I believe, VGA. No, actually, I don't actually know what the video capability of this. It does capture video, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to look that up a little bit later. You do have this nice metal band, which kind of gives it a nice little look. Like I said, it's very similar to some of HTC's latest phones we do have with HTC Sense. So anyway, guys, while I've got this here, let me run over some of the specs. It does have a Qualcomm 800MHz processor, so certainly not anything brand new, dual core, or anything blazing fast, but since this is not a high-end, incredible phone, certainly 800MHz is going to get you by just fine. In fact, several phones I've reviewed recently actually have some fairly similar specs and no problem as far as performance-wise goes. It does run Android 2.3 Gingerbread, which I believe this is actually at&t's first phone with Gingerbread, so definitely interested to see how Gingerbread works on the smaller display. It does have 512 megabytes of RAM. It does come with a 2 GB micro SD card slot, or micro SD card rather, which I'm sure is underneath here somewhere. I'd crack it open, but that'd probably take forever. We also do have, like I said, the 2.6 inch display. Of course, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and all that kind of good stuff. So anyway, guys, that's about it for my unboxing of the HTC Status, also known as the HTC Cha-Cha if you're from Europe. Definitely stay tuned to the channel. I will be doing lots more coverage of the phone.